All right, guys, I'm doing a quick unboxing of the Sony A7V. This isn't a fancy unboxing, but it's an unboxing indeed. I'm literally filming this camera now with the Sony A7 IV. This is the A7V. Very first time I've ever ordered a camera and during pre-order. So this is pretty exciting for me. So let's go ahead and unbox the Sony A7V. All right. And I purchased it from B&H, by the way. I ordered it first from Sony USA, but B&H was releasing it faster, so I canceled my order. Ordered on B&H yesterday evening, and I got it today. Pretty crazy. And Sony still hasn't sent their shipping notifications to others, so it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead. All right, we got the, right here, the Sony, oopsies. So we can focus on this. Sony, oops. All right, here we can focus on the Sony A7V. Now, the box is a little bit underwhelming. If I'm giving my real thoughts here, I spent $3,000 with taxes and shipping. So I would hope, for a better, nicer box, but it is what it is. This isn't an Apple unboxing, but it nonetheless is exciting. Let's go ahead and get to the camera. Ooh. All right. Man. This is how you know this is a real unboxing, because there's nothing looks super clean here. It's real reactions. All right. Go ahead, got the battery. Let's put all this stuff off to the side. Here it is, the Sony A7V. I'm really excited about this camera. Feels good on the hands and the grip. I think the accessories from the Sony A7 IV can also fit on here, like a cage. I saw some on Amazon that they have it for the A7 IV and A7V, so that's kind of really nice. Earlier this year, I was about to purchase a Sony A1 Mark II. I purchased this camera, not even for wedding videography, because that's what I do. I have two FX3s, two FX30s, and those are my workhorses when it comes to my wedding work. But for content creation, like here on YouTube, social media posts, and creating just personal content, I use a Sony A7 IV. And I've been wanting something just better to kind of have for both photo and video and be a really good hybrid for both. And so when the A7V was released, that checked all the boxes of what I wanted from the A1 Mark II. I wanted 4K 60, full frame. I wanted 4K 24, no overheating issues, which I never had with my A7 IV either. So that's a plus. I wanted a great photography camera. And the biggest thing where I really wanted was this screen right here. This 5-axis tilt screen thing is the best, and I hope Sony adds that to the FX3 Mark II in the future. But I may be using this camera for weddings in the future because of the screen. And I travel all over the country, and I want to make content as well as I'm traveling, but I don't always want to use my workhorse of a cameras, right? The FX3s and the FX30s for content creation. That's for wedding execution, but for content creation execution in-house for Sundial Creatives, I wanted a camera like this that I can just keep it separate from my lineup, and that's be its main task. So I'm really excited about this camera. I'm make some videos here on YouTube, like technical specs about the A7V in relation to wedding filmmaking. I am going to bring it to a few weddings and shoot with it and see how it performs for wedding filmmaking. Content creation, I already know it's going to be a breeze. It's going to be easy to use. I use A7 IV already. I love it, so I don't see why I would have any complaints with this camera. But nonetheless, if I have any, I will make sure to make a video here. First time turning it on. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to bore you with all that stuff. I'm going ahead and set this up on my own time. But first impressions of the camera, really impressed with the grip. It feels way better than the A7 IV. So it feels actually really nice in the hands. Everything just feels pretty much right at home. Main thing I'm just really excited having is the tilt screen. both ways. It's a bigger screen too as well than the A7 IV, better resolution. Sony continue giving us better resolutions for the screens. And EVF is probably going to be the same it's the same exact thing as the A7 IV. And for me, it's not bad because I don't shoot photography very often. And when I do, I'm used to it. So I know if you have the Sony A7R5 or the A1 Mark II or the A9 or the A9 Mark III, you're probably used to having a better OEF or EVF, electronic viewfinder. And so it is what it is. But this is the Sony A7V, and I am happy to be a proud owner of one and make these videos because I feel like this camera has been the most controversial camera of 2025. So 2026, it might become the best camera there is on the market for its price point.
You know, there's always a moment when you find yourself in front of the camera and you've been prepping all along in your head, like doing mental reps and mental exercises to get ready to speak in front of the camera. But once it's all set up, like everything just goes away. No, there's Nina. That's my golden retriever, so you heard her in the background. But you prepare, right? You have this whole script in your head that you're ready to communicate and start sharing. So for me, it's been about the Sony A7V. First impressions. What do I think of this camera? Well, here are my thoughts. On the photography side, it's a beast. It's absolutely amazing. I was gonna buy the A1 Mark II so I can have a great photo camera and video camera, but I decided to wait for the A7V because I was hoping it would be more like a baby A1 Mark II. And well, it's exactly that. It's a baby A1 Mark II. 33 megapixels, partially stacked, 30 frames per second in electronic mode. Autofocus is absolutely amazing and up to par with the A1 Mark II. And well, it's a beast. Photo side, no complaints. I used it yesterday at my son's Christmas recital. And well, I'm very glad that I took it with me because I got some amazing images that I won't show here because, yeah. Moving on to the video side. Video was actually very impressive. My expectations with the video was not too crazy, right? I knew it was just gonna be 4K, 4K 24, 4K 60, and I'll probably be using this camera mainly in 4K 24. But what I really did want is the ability to have 4K 60 full frame and also the 5-axis tilt screen. I think this screen is absolutely amazing. It's much bigger, the resolution is much better than the A7 IV, and that's something I really did desire. The next part when it came to the video side is really that. This 4K 60 full frame, so if I do want to take it to weddings and shoot with weddings with it as a B camera or C cameras really to my FX3s, I can get full frame, and I can also use that the larger megapixels and crop to APS-C mode to have, you know, just more reach in the lenses that I would be using this camera with. And it's a great addition to have that. If anything were to happen to my FX3s, I know that I can confidently put this. It doesn't overheat. That's a big factor, especially for weddings. And I just love the ergonomics of it. The only thing I still have to test is, does it work with timecode? Can it work with in the USB-C audio, timecode port instead of the audio jack? If it can do that, I'd be highly considering switching completely my FX3s to these cameras because it would be almost everything I would need in terms of having a great photo camera and video camera. It'd be like the perfect hybrid setup. I don't do much photography, but what I really do love is the screen and 5-axis tilt. I travel a lot for weddings, and I want something that just allows me to be the best creative I can be. These are tools, and as a tool, you want it to be a really efficient tool that allows you to create. And for me, it's to tell wedding films or stories of these couples and capture their most important days. And autofocus like this is much better than the one in the FX3. I can guarantee that one. And even though the FX3's autofocus is not bad, it's still great, but it does have its quirks. And it would be nice, who knows when the FX3 Mark II comes out, but it would be nice to have the updated autofocus like the one using in the A7V. But overall, I'm very excited for this camera, continue to use in it. And if you love the colors, pick up my LUT Pack. The link is down in the description. And if you would love to follow my work, follow me on Instagram at sundial.creatives, and you guys to see all my work I'm creating. And if you're interested in wedding filmmaking and learning more about wedding filmmaking, the mindset approach, but also maybe some of the technical stuff like cameras and lenses, follow this YouTube channel. I'll be more than happy to have you guys on here and build this community up and sharpening one another to tell better wedding filmmaking stories and do it in a way that's intentional and that you can create a lasting career out of this instead of it being just a season in life. Not everything is about creating the most luxurious wedding films or doing the most luxurious weddings. It's really about finding fulfillment in what it is that you're doing. And that's what wedding filmmaking does for me. It allows me to fulfill a calling of creating stories and being able to be there present for a couple's most special day. And so if that's something that resonates with you, follow my page, follow or subscribe here to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.